I'm 99 years old, and I want to start this video by telling you something most women my age will never admit to you. Being old does not make you wise. I have met women of 90 who were not wise. I have met women of 30 who were. The two things are not connected the way you have been taught to believe they are. And if you are honest with yourself, you are probably already counting on age to give you wisdom you have not actually earned. You think the years are doing the work. You think you will wake up at 75 and finally understand. You think the regrets and the losses are accumulating into something that will eventually feel like clarity. They are not. The years do not deliver wisdom. The years deliver memory. Wisdom is what you do with the memory. Most women never learn the difference, and they die at 84 with 80 years of unprocessed memory, mistaken for a life well understood. I am going to tell you the 5 keys to becoming a truly wise woman. I learned them, one at a time, between the ages of 55 and 90. The 5th one I did not understand until I was 88. The 5th one will surprise you. I am going to tell you it anyway. Key number 1. Stop confusing your opinions with your experience. This is the first one because most women your age get this wrong every single day. A woman lives a life. Things happen to her. She marries. She works. She raises children. She watches people fail. She watches people succeed. Over the course of 50 or 60 years, she accumulates a vast collection of things she has seen. Then, somewhere in her 60s, something dangerous happens. She begins to mistake what she saw for what is true. She saw 3 marriages end badly, so she believes most marriages end badly. She saw one young woman make a foolish decision, so she believes young women make foolish decisions. She had one bad experience with a particular kind of doctor, so she distrusts that whole category of doctors for the rest of her life. This is not wisdom. This is the laziest possible use of memory. The wise woman knows the difference between what she has seen and what is generally true. She holds her own experience lightly. She says, "This happened to me," not "This is how it is." I learned this at 64. I had spent 20 years telling young women in my church that second marriages were a mistake. I had been on my 3rd year of believing this when a young woman, who had clearly been about to enter a second marriage, stopped coming to see me. I asked her sister why. Her sister told me very gently that the young woman had married a wonderful man and did not want to hear me say it was a mistake. I had been wrong for 20 years. My own first marriage had been difficult. I had projected that difficulty onto every second marriage I had seen since. I had cost a young woman her relationship with me because I could not tell the difference between my own life and the lives of other people. A wise woman knows her experience is one data point. One, not a database. Key number 2, learn to listen to women younger than you without correcting them. Every woman over 60 does this. She listens to a woman in her 30s or 40s describe a problem, and within 90 seconds, she is offering advice. The advice is well meant. The advice is often correct, in the abstract. The advice is almost never what the younger woman needed. The younger woman did not come to you for advice. She came to you to be heard by someone who has been through enough to understand without needing the situation explained from the beginning. She came to you because she trusted that you would not flinch. She came to you to find out if her own thinking was sound. The moment you start correcting her, You have stopped being useful. You have become another woman in her life who needed to be the smartest person in the room. The wise woman has trained herself to listen without intervening. She nods. She asks one careful question. She lets the younger woman talk her way through her own problem. She offers her own experience only if asked, and only briefly with the words, "This happened to me. Yours may be different." I learned this at 67. My oldest granddaughter, who was 28 at the time, was deciding whether to leave her job. She came to my kitchen on a Sunday afternoon. I let her talk for 45 minutes without saying a single word of advice. At the end, she stood up, hugged me, and said, "Grandma, thank you for letting me figure this out." She made the right decision 2 days later. If I had given her advice, she would have left feeling judged. She would not have come back. I would have spent the last 30 years missing the most important conversations of her life. A wise woman is the safest room in any young woman's week. Key number 3. Recognize when a hard truth is yours to say and when it is yours to swallow. This is the hardest one to learn, and most women never quite get it. You will see things as you get older that nobody else can see. You will see the daughter-in-law slowly draining your son. You will see the granddaughter making the same mistake her mother made. You will see the friend who is hiding her drinking. You will see the niece who is going to marry the wrong man. The temptation when you see these things is to speak. You are the elder. You have the perspective. You have earned the right. You have not earned the right. The wise woman knows that most hard truths are not hers to deliver, even when she sees them clearly. The reason is simple. Most people who need to hear a hard truth are not ready to hear it, and a hard truth delivered to a person who is not ready does not save them. It just teaches them never to bring the problem to you again. The wise woman waits. She watches. She makes sure the door is open. She becomes the safe place where, when the person is finally ready, they can come to her and say, "I think I have made a terrible mistake." And in that moment, she is allowed to speak. Until that moment, she is not. There are exceptions. If a child is in physical danger, you speak. If someone is about to make a financial decision that will destroy them and they are asking your opinion, you speak. But these are rare. Almost everything else you swallow. I have swallowed about 100 hard truths in my life. Some of them I never got to say. The person made the mistake, lived with the consequences, and never asked. That is their right. That is their life. My job was to be the room they could come back to, not the prophet who told them so. A wise woman holds more than she says. The unspoken truths are the price of being trusted. Key number 4, forgive your own mother completely before you turn 70. I want to be careful with this one, because some of you had mothers who did terrible things, and I am not asking you to pretend they did not. What I am asking is something different. By the time you are in your 60s, your mother is probably gone. If she is still alive, she is very old. Either way, the woman you are still angry at, or still hurt by, or still trying to please, no longer exists in the form that hurts you. She has been replaced by time, by something smaller. She is a memory now. The memory is yours to carry, and the memory will get heavier every year if you do not unpack it. The wise woman, somewhere in her 60s, sits down and decides to forgive her mother, not because her mother deserved it, because the wise woman has begun to understand that her mother was also a young woman, also a daughter, also a person trying to figure out what to do with a body, and a child and a husband and 100 years of inherited rules. Your mother did the best she could with what she had. Some mothers did not have much. Some mothers were broken before they had you. Some mothers did real damage. You are allowed to acknowledge all of that. You are also allowed, at 65, to put it down. The reason you have to do this before 70 is practical. After 70, the unforgiveness starts costing your body. The cortisol, the clenched jaw, the sleep that never quite restores you, the aches that have no medical name. A woman who is still angry at her mother at 75 is a woman whose body is paying for her mother's mistakes a second time. I forgave mine at 66. She had been gone for 19 years. It took me 4 months of sitting in this kitchen, alone, working through it slowly. I have slept better since 1992 than I slept in the entire decade before. A wise woman forgives her mother because she understands that her mother is no longer the problem. The unforgiveness is key number 5. And this is the one I did not understand until 88. Accept that the woman you were at 30 had wisdom you have forgotten. I want to tell you why this one matters. For most of your 60s and 70s, you will be taught by everyone around you to look forward. The wisdom is up ahead. The peace is coming. You will figure it out when you are 80. This is half true. There is some wisdom that only old age brings. But there is another kind of wisdom that is opposite. There is wisdom you had at 30 that you have lost. There is courage you had at 25 that you have forgotten. There is clarity you had at 35 about who you wanted to be that has been slowly buried under 60 years of compromises and accommodations. The wise woman, late in life, does not only look forward, she looks back. She tries to remember what the 30-year-old woman knew that the 70-year-old woman has forgotten. And she tries, where she still can, to live more like that 30-year-old again. The 30-year-old you was probably more honest with herself about what she wanted. She had not yet learned to call her desires selfish. She had not yet been worn down by 40 years of being told to be quieter, smaller, more accommodating. She had a voice that you have not heard in a very long time. Find her. She is still in there, underneath the woman the world made you into. The wise woman at 88 is not someone new. She is the 30-year-old, recovered after 60 years of being misplaced. I am 99 years old. I am closer today to the woman I was at 27 than to the woman I was at 55. The 55-year-old was a stranger I had to live as for 30 years. The 27-year-old is who I actually am. You have her somewhere. Go find her. Before the years finish covering her up. 5 keys. Stop confusing opinion with experience. Listen without correcting. Know when to speak and when to swallow. Forgive your mother before 70. And remember that the 30-year-old you knew something you have forgotten. I am 99 years old. I am sitting in my own kitchen. The woman who is telling you all of this is not the wise old woman you imagine. She is a young woman, recovered from 60 years of becoming someone else, and finally given enough time alone to remember who she was before the world got hold of her. That is wisdom, not the years, the return. I'll see you in the next one.